Hello out there in Streamland. Time on the clock reads 10:30. Day on the calendar says that it's Tuesday. So that means we're going to be messing around with some Fantasy Grounds Unity. Going to be looking at some Dungeons and Dragons preparation. Just making sure everything is live and kicking. Does not look like we have sound. Let's see. Okay, we should have sound, so why don't I have sound? All right, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Either my headphones aren't working right. Let's see. See if I can hear other sounds. So I'm checking to make sure my equipment works well. I might have to restart this all over again. Okay, so it does look like the problem is with me. Okay, so first thing you do, unplug it, plug it back in. So let's check out my headset and see what's going on with my seems very odd because I just used my headset this morning. I had a webcam call and everything was working just peachy. But I cannot hear any sounds at all right now. So, second thing, here we go. There we go. Now I can hear, and I can hear myself. Okay. Appreciate your patience, guys. Let's get back to the action. So the action today is I'm actually prepping for 3 different Dungeons and Dragons groups. I have my main campaign on Wednesdays, which is a big group of 5 people. Homebrew. I have my Wednesday night campaign, which is myself, my brother, and my son. We have a lot of fun, lots of laughs. Come check it out. It's Dungeons and D&D in the Sven Zone. It's also on my YouTube channel. 10 o'clock Pacific time in the evening. Most of you East Coasters are probably already asleep by 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I have once a month on the second week of each month, my main campaign on Wednesday switches to a different campaign. They don't know it yet, but they're actually doing Out of the Abyss. So I've been prepping for that as well. We're going to starting off with the late night campaign, which is doing the Dragons of Icespire Peak. So I was looking to see we had they'd come into Phandalin. Here it is, Metro Begin. Oh, here it is, Phandalin Quest. That's what I was looking for. So the way this is written and the way this is handled, I actually don't have to do anything as a dungeon master. It's pretty nice the way they've got things set up for Fantasy Grounds Unity or Fantasy Grounds. It's really nice because there's very little prep involved. They have everything set up for them and ready to go. So I remember they had looked at the quest board, and they had decided that they were going to start. They were going to tell the dwarves about the dragon. Now they have not heard. This was the first time reading this quest board that they came upon anything having to do with the dragon. So I don't know if they're going to look around and talk to people and see what's going on, or what they're going to do. But so with the dwarven excavation, search through your story entries. I just put in the beginning of excavation, and it brought up these couple ones. I could then go to chapter 6, search it by 06.0 or 06. Boom, and now I've got dwarven excavation down here. It says all about it. So as I mentioned, it's nice because everything is set out for you, laid out for you. So what I'm doing today is I'm just skimming through this. I'm not familiar with this one. I've done the Butterskull Ranch quest. So basically it looks like that they're looking for gold. These shield dwarf prospectors found evidence of an ancient dwarven settlement that was covered by an avalanche. So it looks like that the Abathor, which is an evil dwarven god of greed, and killed a lot of the priests. They are the ones who caused the avalanche and the earthquake. He's the one that caused it. And so the priests were turned into ochre jellies. Are they ogre or ochre? Ochre. O-C-H-R-E. Ochre jellies. Alright, and so what they have to do, besides the adventurers need to warn them of the white dragon, the dwarves are then going to offer them a pair of sending stones as a reward, which would be great for them, my party, because there's only 2 of them. They have 2 sidekicks, but there's only 2 players, so if they each had a sending stone, that would be awesome. So this is what it tells you to do. Alright, so where is the map? Here it is, battle map. Bum, bum, bum. So we're going to double check this real quick. Turn off the line of sight. Bam, there it is. Alright, I'm going to turn down the grid. The grid is very loud. There we go. Is the map already gridded? The map is already gridded. So I'm actually just going to leave this like very, very low. Basically off, because there's already grids on the map. This is going to be underground, so I'm going to change, add an effect. Go to effects, FX. Just going to change the mood lighting a little bit so that they could go completely just grayscale. And then turn it down. There we go. So we'll just make it a little darker. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool, man. I like it. So it's just all we do is just make it a little darker. So now as they come in here, you've got orcs will leave. When they leave, they'll come upon orcs. They come in here and tells you what you find if you search it. And then in this area, you see some statues. There's some dwarves eating.
It's the chair for real right now.
Just tells you about what they're doing and how they're chilling. Here's another thing to share into the chat. Boom. Go ahead and shrink this down a little bit. So far, it's a pretty boring exploration. But when they get into the temple, now the jellies show up. So for those of you who don't know what a ochre jelly is, besides looking like phlegm, physical manifestation of COVID, if you will, they also digest things like skin and flesh and things. Doesn't do anything with bone, wood, or metal. So there's a couple of these guys in here. So then we have the priestess bedchamber, stone font, half buried in rubble as a priest, collapsed room. Okay, so how are they supposed to get to the Hall of Greed? There's an exploding statue. So there's really not a lot here. There's just a fight with the ochre jelly. They ask them to get their help with, and they leave. Alright, so not very exciting, but that's okay. So the question is, do we want to throw a couple like skeletons in here? Do we want to liven it up a little bit? Or do we want to just keep it quick and simple, nice and easy peasy, the way it's written? I think I'm going to keep it the way it's written. So, there were no links to any kind of images. So I want to liven it up a little bit, and let's find a couple images. So let's see if we can find in the Google. I'm actually going to use whatever this one is. I think it's IE. See if I can find ancient temple ruins. No, I don't want the map. I want a picture. So we'll go ahead and search this and go to images. Alright, so I had a feeling I would get a lot of these. Let's try ancient. Start with underground. We'll also try indoor if we can. There we go. That's what I was looking for. This is darn near perfect for what I want. Alright, so let's see if we can find something that fits this scenario. This one's pretty good. What do you think, huh? Yeah, this one's not bad. I like this one, so let's go ahead and grab this one. So again, the purpose of this is just to add, because it's so dry, you've got like 6 rooms, 1 encounter, a couple dwarves. Liven it up a little bit by having a couple. I'm just going to make it this as underground. It's a ping image. I don't like ping images, but I had so for right now we're going to throw it into pictures as a, well, actually we're going to go into the campaign itself. I'm actually going to throw it into, do I have an Acme Images? I do. Okay, so I'm just going to throw it in my Acme Images thing for now. Alright, so I've got a little liven me up shot. Liven me up shot. What is this? It's entrance. It's a cave entrance, okay. Nope, nope, nope. I say nope, nope, nope. What is that though? What are these related images though? This one is perfect. This is a great shot. Alright, so again we're going to save this one for the outside. Save image as. Cave in trance. Alright, that time it was some little doggo action I had to pause for. Okay, so we're saving this cave entrance. So now let's take a look at some pictures. Yeah, Microsoft Bing. Bing, bing, bing. So you're asking, geez, man, what the hell? Everybody hates Bing. Nobody uses Bing. Bing sucks. Wah, wah, wah. Well, I am not everybody. I do use the Google. I've searched for them both. Alright, so Dwarven Excavators. No, I'm gonna say fantasy. So because I don't want people real life pictures. Here we go. Okay. So it's a married couple. If I believe, no, it's a dude. They're a couple dudes. Alright, so here you go. This is a good one. Don't want to spend a lot of time towards our dime a dozen, but I want to have something, some kind of picture. That's the only one that has a pair. so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna use. Could grab two different ones. You're absolutely right. But boom. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, man. Do this. Put this also in the Fantasy Grounds images. This is a ping, ping. Dwarven pair. Alright, so now, close this. Now we go to the googly. And in googly, you can go to pixlr.com. And what we're going to do, just going to open up a couple of these things. I'm in images, perfect. Starting with the underground cavern. Remember I said it was saved as a ping. I don't want a ping. So we need to just simply save. If I really wanted to, if it was really important, I could try to crop out, copy out and get rid of these pipes and stuff. You know what I'm going to do real quick, let's just see, where's my clone? Here's my clone tool. I'm just going to see real quick if I can, how weird it looks if I block a little bit of it out. Why is it being weird? Stop it. Okay, let's go full screen with this puppy. And then we're going to pick our copy spot to be pretty close to it. Let's try this one. Shift click, and then we're going to make the brush a whole heck of a lot smaller because this is a pretty small picture. The size is going to bring it down to 17 is fine. I was aiming for 20. It's close enough. So now I should just be able to click, 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 click. So I want to get that shadow. Is it gonna? It is gonna work. Perfect. See, boom. Get the shadow in there. Boom. Pipe's gone. Let's do shift. Click. Alright, so yes, there is a pipe back here, but it's not glaring like the other one was. We're going to do the same thing right here. Is this important? No. There we go. So there's still a couple pipes, but for the most part, let's go ahead and get rid of this one as well. Shift. There's nothing to say dwarves don't have pipes, but especially the first ones we started with were very clearly PVC. So this one you could say it was metal, and same thing with this one, which you can't. So that is pretty glaring. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one as well. Shift. Click. There we go. Alright, so now we save it. That's the whole purpose here. Save. And it is now a JPEG instead of a ping. So it's a pretty small image, 770 by 500, but that's okay. Now we want to save it as the same name as the one we were just working with. Go to Images in your Fantasy Grounds SmiteWorks. If you don't see SmiteWorks up here, that means you're in your classic campaign folder. So there are no other JPEGs here. Let's see if I can save as type yet. So that's fine. We're just gonna save it. I'll go back in and kill the ping in a minute. Now we open this, and then if anybody's asking, and I know nobody was, but this is free. The Pixlr, that's why these ads are here and stuff. Pixlr.com, Pixlr.com. It's great. There's two different versions. I'm using the E version, which is has a little bit more options over here and more stuff up here, definitely. The other version is a little easier to use because it doesn't have quite as many bells and whistles. So this one is, let's see, this is the JPEG, this is the PNG. Click on that, delete. Alright, so the other JPEG was, the other PNG is them, the Dwarven pair. I'm gonna crop it just a bit just because it annoys me. Why the hell do we have so much white space up there? The shadows are cool, so I can understand having some of those, but really, we don't need all that white space. We do have a watermark, but honestly, I tried to get things without the watermark. So never mind. The way I look at it is, if you're going to go through all the trouble of watermarking your image, then you just don't want people to use it. So I'm happy to give you a shout out. We'll try Dwarf Excavator Fantasy. But if you're gonna go through all the trouble doing that, then I just won't use it. I'll try to respect your wishes and just not use your interesting. Not really sure how that image is supposed to be an excavator, but okay. There we go. There's your excavator. There you go. We use him. Let's see. Could use this guy. Got a horn. Pickaxe. What is this one? Oh, there we go. That's cute. I like that. It's not bad. They are on the ground. It's a male and a female. And we can just make these two a male and a female. I like this Dwarven Architect. That's really cool. Well done. Whatever artist this is, well done. I was looking for the name. I don't see the name of the artist, but man, that is pretty damn cool. Kudos to you, my friend. Kudos to you. I like the clipboard, the chain with the writing implement on it. I mean, wow. So many little subtleties in that. The Dwarven, the lantern at your hip. So well done. Okay. I'm actually going to save this. This is so well done. I'm not using this for my game, but I'm going to put Dwarf Architect, if I can spell. Boom. Alright, so now let's go back to our friends here. Where did the couple go? Where did I see that couple? Oh, right here. Boom. Okay. Boom. Save image as. Oh, it's 3 of them. Oh, what a dork. He was covered. I couldn't see it was 3. Alright, never mind. Can't use him. Another 3. Another 3. So it looks like I am going to be using my architect. And let's pick him. Let's see. tiny, tiny picture, 387 by 500, so small. And it says copyrighted material, so again, I don't want to piss somebody off. That's fine. This guy's pretty cool. Emil Jart. I like it. Sure. Emil, I'm going to use Mr. Jart. I'm going to use your image, even though it's small. Common Explorer. So I've got some flavor now. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Try that again. So those will be a little trick when you're in any Windows application. You want to reopen the last tab. Control Shift T. Boom. Brings me my dwarfs, brings me my pixeler back. So we're gonna do him. We're gonna check out the dudes. Let's see. So first of all, I'm gonna kill him. Just delete the dwarven pair because they're watermarked. Don't want to offend anybody. Alright, so this is good. And where do my two dwarves go? The ones I just saved. Alrighty, so I need to go find them. Let's see. Anyway, let's open up the cave entrance while we're here. Alright, that's good. That's fine. It's just a small little teaser. Gotta find those two dwarves I just saved so I can add them. So what we're doing is we're finding the images, and then we're going to add them. Here we go. Where did I put it? Smiteworks, Fantasy Grounds, Images. Okay, so why wasn't it there? Curious. Let's see. File. Hoban. There we go. Okay, so she's fine. What kind of? It's a JPEG. It's good. Don't have to do anything with her. File. Open. Hexplorer. Emil. Yart. It might be Jart. I guess it depends on the country you're from. He is also a JPEG. Alright, so what I've done, and I've actually picked this up from a gentleman named Drake Takes. Mr. Drake. He's a really good DM. I would do this on my own, but now that I've been playing with him as my DM, I'm prompted more so than usual to try this type of stuff. Keep it interesting. Just add a little flavor to it. Doesn't you can see I get a little sidetracked every once in a while, but it really doesn't take that long. So now we're checking line of sight, just making sure everything is good here. It is. I'm going to open up the combat tracker, grab an NPC. Grab an NPC. Let's grab an Akai. Doesn't matter what it is. I know everybody's wondering what the hell is an Akai. There you go. It's like a really angry, mad ostrich chicken thing with 4 legs. What are you doing? What the hell is going on? We're gonna check out the line of sight. Throw our Akai on here. Click him. So now I can see a little bit of what's going on here. Click, click. So as he moves about the cabin, cool. So the individual runes are blocked off. Boom, boom, boom. Comes in here. Okay. So I'm looking for any abnormalities, any mistakes. Sometimes they'll draw the line of sight too close to the wall edge, so the image just cuts off, and so you can't tell that it's a wall. Okay, good. Just cruising down the hallway. Got some doors, posts. Nice secret doors. Alright, so delete. Line of sight looks good. I am curious to see. Yes, so there is a secret door there. So these are secret doors. Okay, good. This one is a secret door as well. Interesting. Alright, so we're done with this. What I wanted to do now, though, is as a DM, I want to link some things down here. So I've got the starting quest here, which they'll go back and forth to. I've got the index here. I want to keep the index, but I don't need adventure background. I don't need the welcome to Phandalin. So the welcome to Phandalin is the things that I added to the quest. Image of Phandalin I have. The DM's crib sheet I have. Cranium Wrap and Claven. So those two are actually going to be added to my. So here's Scramble and Reno's character. So we're going to open up those two. Click, delete, click, delete. Throw down these images into. So if you hold down Alt or Control or Shift, you get 12 new hotkeys down here every time you do that. You can also combine them. So Control Alt is 12 more. Shift Alt 12 more. Shift Control. Shift Alt, etc. So you end up, I want to say it's like 124 different hotkeys you can use. So I have all in my alts, I have all my character images saved. So that frees me up on my main page for some stuff. Killing this. So let's go back to our storyline here. Canyon. So this talks about the temple. The ceilings 10 feet high. The doors are made of carved stone. To find a secret door takes a 15 perception check. They've found one secret door so far. So I don't remember. I've got to unlock it so I can mess with it. I don't remember this being in that other room. So I'm going to put it in the other room. What I'm looking for now is the DM map. Here it is. Oh. So here's the DM map, and I'm going to put this here. Boom. Gives you more basic background. So this tells me, here it is, E5. So this does not have all that information. You would think they would include it in that section. They did not. So we're gonna go this here, put this here. Boom. Finding a secret door requires a search. Dazzle and Norbus have found one secret door thus far. So Daislin is gonna be the girl, Daislin, and Norbus. Alright, the others have yet to be discovered. E4. Where's E4? Oh, right there is just the secret door right there. Okay. Which will lead them to the E6 one and back then to this. Okay. So, in area, let's say E2, is where I want to put my. So I want to throw my bigger outdoor picture canyon. Yep, right here. So what you do is you open up your assets. Now while this has been open, we've been messing with those assets. So you click on this, refresh folder assets. Refresh. Folder assets have been refreshed. Ah, isn't that refreshing? See what I did there? Data, open. So here's all my stuff. So I want to add my cave in trance. Should be cavern, but that's okay. So we're going to open this, create image record from the asset. Boom. We can close it. Right click. Zoom to fill. Boom. There we go. So now we're going to throw this up here. Boom. Image cave entrance. I'm actually going to open it and change it to be cavern entrance. Because it's not a cave, it's a cavern. Boom. I want to find the battle. So I have this, but I also have the battle map. Nice thing is everything is pinned here as well. Oh, interesting. So we're going to throw this map into one of my hotkeys, since that's the one I'm using Wednesday. Boom. And then we're going to throw the story entry for Canyon. Boom. So there we go. So now I've got the first ones with those two. So now when they go into E2, so we'll make it E3 is going to be the where they find the dwarfs, and that's where the picture is. Daislin and Norbus are eating rations behind the easternmost rubble pile. Okay. So here's the encounter. See, and they don't even have tokens. Boo. Control 1 makes it a regular one. So now we're going to throw our two dwarf pictures in here. So and we're going to open these guys up. Open. Open. Go to the other tab. Open. Open. We're going to add their images. So do the same thing, assets. And now we have the girly is too big. Shrink her down. Click. zoom to fill. We're going to change her to Dazzlin, and we're going to make it unidentified. So this keeps it as a dwarf architect in my search parameters, but her name is Dazzlin, so or Dazzlin, and so now when we drop this over here, oh, dork. There we go. I'm gonna Control Z. So now that I've clicked somewhere else away from her name, Dazzlin. And then the other thing we want to do, click, is on Dazzlin Gray Shard. We can then take this image, boop, so now it's linked there as well. Norbus says Dazzlin. Ah, some humorous stuff there. It's alright. I also convert. And I've never made a mistake like that, ever. So funny. Okay. So now we open up the Explorer, create the image, name him Norbus. Unidentified, click it over here. Play, click, click, zoom to fill. There we go. Boom. Now they're both about the same size. Once again, throw him down here. Boom. So now we have Dazzlin and Norbus and Norbus. Boom. Alright. So geez, Sven, those tokens are really bugging the crap out of you. So we're gonna fix it. Let's go to the Googly again. Go to a website called RollAdvantage. RollAdvantage.com. Choose the image. This thing is so nice. Dwarf Architect. Open. Bam. There it is. Border. I'm just going to have a simple round circle. You can see there's a ton of options, shapes and sizes and stuff. Really cool. Great. The tan border is fine. See the around the outside of the image. Now we just zoom up. Yoink. That's what it looks like. I like my pictures, my tokens to be a little bit, to be decently sized. The image in it, because they're so small on the screen. You want to be able to see. To me, she's a little wonky, so we're going to unwonky her a little bit. Yoink. There we go. So now as you look at the token, she's flat. Nice. Alright, so do we care about her backpack? Sure. There we go. Alright, because I see a picture, and I may keep it up, but this is what they actually aren't going to see most of the time and interact with it, are these tokens. Alright, so now we download Fantasy Ground, but instead of images, we want tokens. Tokens. And this is a family. I'm going to say dwarf first. Dwarf family. And these are supposed to be pings, so we're leaving those as they are. So now we just do it again. Upload. Whoa, I don't know what I just did, so never mind. Choose image, that's what I want. Wow. And my explorer, poof, so he becomes bigger. Yark. Comes down, boom, there he is. In all his dwarven glory. Download. Dwarf. Do I have any other dwarves? Pipe. Because I know in all my tokens I have a lot of other dwarves and stuff, I'm sure. So we close this. And now we go to assets again, and we do the same thing we did last time. A refresh. Folder assets are refreshed. Now we go to tokens. And now we go unlock. Daislyn gets her new token. Norbus gets his new token. No, Norbus gets his new token. The nice thing is, once I place the encounter, they will be these instead. We can go to Norbus. Put it here. So this is just for this encounter. By changing the character sheet, anytime, oops, I don't want a dead wolf as her token. Pretty funny. Alright folks, what's going on? So now anytime a Daislyn is opened up at all from here, it'll be the correct token. Alright, so we have the images there, we have the images picked, we have the tokens, we have the cave. The last one I need is the cave, the interior cave, and I'm gonna see, maybe put that on E4. It should be on E2, but because, again, so they see the outside picture there, they come in here, they do some exploring, there's nothing there. I might have like a single sturge, or just so they can feel heroic. But probably not. Come in here, that they then talk to the dwarves here. They see their pictures. So now they're about to have another. The only fight they've had so far is in 5. So I think 4 is where we'll throw the other picture. So go back to the assets, go to images, go to data. Underground. Oops, open. Open the preview and create the image. There we go. Boom. I don't mean play, I mean this. This. Zoom. To fill. There we go. And now underground is fine. So I'm not going to bother changing the name. Throw this over here. Boom. So there's a picture. Just give them a feel for what they're looking at. And I don't know why this isn't labeled as something to share, but there you go. Boom. It's shared now with them. Got an image. The rubble that once buried the settlement is hauled away, leaving the outline of the stone building invisible. So again, I'm going to unlock this, make this a new paragraph. Actually, we can leave it the way it is. Boom, Control 3. All knowledge of the settlement is vanished. Stone well on the far side of the ruins is filled with rubble. Alright, so that part we'll drop out of that. Boom. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's see. We have the image. Again, put this up here. Cavern floor is strewn with rubble and bereft of vegetation, except for a few tough, straggly weeds. And bam! There's your picture. Alright, so we are ready to go with this campaign. And go ahead and close this out. Return to launcher. So now what we're going to do, updates again. I don't think so. I just updated before this. I'm not going to waste your time doing that now, so I'll do it when I'm done here. So now this is the Uda Out of the Abyss. So the Out of the Abyss doesn't have any decals, which is interesting. Actually, I think it's called Out of the Abyss Raged Demons, isn't it? No, it's not. Okay. Anyway, maybe it's called as like a subtitle or something. Anyway, we'll check out those decals, see if there's anything of interest there. So let me give you a quick hint while we're waiting for this to load. What's going to happen is they're cruising along, minding their own business when Growl Patrol takes them out. So this is my third time running this. First two times I had a Dwarven Smith get captured. His assistant escapes and runs into town. The group is in the blacksmith buying stuff when this person comes running in, out of breath, wounded. My friend's been captured. You know, the boss, he's been captured. The group goes to where the attack happened. They see the overturned empty cart. Follow blatant tracks to a little ways, and then they get attacked by the drow, are overwhelmed in a matter of one round or so, and then everything goes black. This particular case, and then they wake up in jail cells. Out of the Abyss can be a little bit of a challenge. It is definitely not for a new dungeon master. It's not for a lazy dungeon master. Unlike Dragon Device Spire Peak, where you can just open up, not do any kind of preparation, skim through it, and go. Out of the Abyss is not like that. Especially the beginning. In the beginning, there's not a lot of direction. They don't handhold you on how you handle these things. The characters are in a jail cell. There's a crap ton of NPCs. I believe there's 11 NPCs that are in the cell with them. So I've tried different ways. I've seen different ways of how it's handled, for how to handle all these NPCs. It gets to be a slog if you're just drudging, stumbling through. After a while, managing all these NPCs. So instead, what I did this time is I'm being very specific with what they are doing and what they are day by day what's happening. They're given different commands, they're given tasks. The point is these drow have taken them captive and are now going to sell them as so I was checking my volume because something is spiking my mic, and I don't have anything on in my room. I don't have a fan or anything going on. So Anyway, I just want to make sure there wasn't some insanely annoying sound being broadcast here. So what I've done is using the calendar function to help me with this. The calendar function has really good potential and really good ways of doing things. So I have the different images linked of the NPC. So he is a Quaggoth. But he's captured. He thinks he is a elven prince who's been transformed into a Quaggoth. Or I should say he claims that to be true. There's also 2 deep gnomes with them. So there's all these different things. Here's a player map. So this is where they start off in this jail cell. And I populated already several of the people. I'm going to go ahead and add an effects, make it a little darker. Plus effects. We're going to go with grayscale again. And then just turn it down. So it's just sort of dreary and dark, but still has some flavor. Okay. This is where they start. So I have my story here. Let's see. On the way to adventure. So the group has already had a little bit of interesting twist in that they came into this town. A dog was being chased by these giant rats, a mastiff, and the group that's in the town is made up of a kobold, a raccoon person, and a tiefling. So they kill the rats, but while they're killing the rats, the townspeople are coming out of their houses and looking and seeing what's going on because it's just after dusk. And the townspeople, one of them raises the alarm, so this crowd quickly gathers and they turn on the adventurers because they did a really crappy job. That was the storyline anyway, but they also did a really crappy job of trying to change their minds. And so they're chased out of town by this angry mob, which I also have pictures of. See? Angry mob. So I said this is how it's going to end. Either they're going to end up on the gallows, or the city's going to be they're going to be standing there with the city burning around them. This is the angry mob that came against them. So they got chased out of town just after dusk. They're trying to make their way towards these ruins that they'd passed just about half an hour, 45 minutes outside of town. The other group also was coming the same way, coming toward these ruins. And they run across these skeletal mastiffs, these skeletal dogs, and a mud mephit that's harassing the skeletal dogs. Chase off the mud mephit, kill the dogs, and now they're going to get attacked. They don't know this, but they're going to make their way toward the ruins, and then how it's going to play out is everything goes dark. I'm going to pull her aside. Boom. Your eyes struggle to open. Darkness surrounds you, and the lines you see slowly fade. So it starts again. Your eyes struggle to open. Darkness surrounds you, and the lines you see slowly focus into the grain of a rough wooden plank. The wooden surface you're relying on moves suddenly and you realize you're in the back of a wagon as the creaking of the wheels and the snort of a beast reaches your ears. Your eyes close again as sleep overwhelms you. So all she knows is she's in the back of a wagon. Next one. Bam. You see a faint light behind your eyelids, and when you open them, a blurry figure is moving next to you. As your eyes slowly focus, you see a strange sight. You see this man riding Ooh, the link is bad. The link is bad. The link is bad. Gotta find it. Gotta find it. Gotta find it. So I don't know if this will work or if I need to look at maps, but look, we'll find out. So this is a writing slug. So we're searching for there it is. Boom. Okay, so I already have a record, so I'm just going to go back to this, to the images, and search in here for my writing slug. There he is. Surf riding slug. Boom. Boom. There we go. She's riding this giant slug. So on this one, I'm actually going to turn it down because holy shnikey, that's so bright. Effects. Effects. Sepia. Plus effects. Where is grayscale? Turn it down. Boom. Okay. Play. Lock it. There we go. That's a little bit. It's not quite as green. Alright, so he's riding a slug. Next person. Your eyes close again as sleep overwhelms you. You see a faint light behind your eyelids. When you open them, you see light streaming from the ceiling about 20 feet away. As your eyes slowly focus, you see a strange sight. Bam! It's a webbed cave. Your eyes close again as sleep overwhelms you. So all this is happening as they're traveling. They're stuck in the back of a wagon. There. Oh, you feel very hot, and you feel sweat as it drips down your face and neck like tears. The wooden surface you're lying on moves suddenly, and you realize you're in the back of the wagon as the creaking of wheels and the snort of a beast reaches your ears. As your eyes slowly focus, you see a strange sight. You open your eyes. So we're going to change this a little bit. You feel that you can feel the wooden surface you're lying on as it moves suddenly, and you realize you're in the back of a wagon. creaking of wheels and the snort of a beast reaches your ears. Actually, I'm going to put all this before it. It's becoming a very long sentence, but let's see. Alright, so let's see. You feel a wooden surface you are laying on. You can feel the wooden surface you are laying on. Control V. The creaking of wheels and the snort of a beast reaches your ears. As it moves suddenly is part of 4. Control X. Alright, so there we go. You feel very hot and you feel sweat as it drips down your face and neck like tears. You can feel the wooden surface you are lying on as it moves suddenly. The creaking of wheels and the snort of a beast reaches your ears and you realize you are in the back of a wagon. You open your eyes. As your eyes slowly focus, you see a strange sight. You realize you are in an immense cavern. Smoke and something in the air, and something else in the air burns your eyes as you struggle to understand what you're seeing. Your eyes close again as sleep overwhelms you. So these 4 people see this stuff happen to them. Actually, this should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so the 5, each character has something happen to them during this trip. The trip itself, going back to my calendar, 20 is the day that they started, summer solstice, so you can keep notes, so it says what happens. Both groups see a mud mephit harassing skeletal wolves and destroy the wolves. They then spend 5 days traveling underground. Again, they don't know this. They're drugged the whole time. They're out traveling through the Underdark. Then 26 happens. Boom, boom, boom. It's 4 in the morning. She wakes up in chains. Same person that started this. She sees the Quaggoth just sitting there against the wall, staring at her. Topsy and turvy. There's one of the things, the dwarves, is at the jail cell, pulling and stretching his manacle as much as she can. And then she falls back to sleep. Okay, so I'm going to try to get what I want them to do is Carwin roll perception. Disadvantage. I'm going to push it to her. She hears and opens eyes just to remind me. And then she falls back asleep. 7 Rugs, Eldeth, and Gemjar. So one guy is taken to go clearing out chamber pots. he sees Rugs sees Darendil topsy turvy and Carmen. Zella. So then a few minutes later, Carmen Azalea and Jim Jar. So he sees those people. As the three of them are taken out. I don't need to say Jim Jar because he sees it. Right, and then they're being put to work to clean out the chamber pots. They had a force to grab the chamber pots, dump them out, clean them. A lot of them are very old, and they're forced to use their hands to clean them out and stuff. He's a kobold, so he doesn't really care as much, but still. So she wakes up and Azalea sees. So Rugs, Eldeth, and Jimjar are gone. So she sees Turi, Carwin, and Darendil. No, Darendil is gone. Oh, I have it right here. She sees Darendil, Turvy, and Carwin. Dumbass. Alright, so I'm just moving this up a little bit because I want to be consistent so I don't miss these clues. She sees Turvy, Carwin, and Darendil. They are brought back in, manacled back up, given a little bit of food, and then last PCs. So right now we have Carwin, Azalea, and Rugs. Last PCs, so just saying last PCs. The other two PCs are Lycus and what's her name? Zweklos, the tiefling, who's a little boy, and Zweklos carried in by a Quaggoth and a Drow. He also has stool on his other arm. So that's going to take about half an hour, 45 minutes, I think, to explain everything, have them see everything. Boom. As they come back in to the room, the rest of them are going to then be woken up, slapped around, water thrown on them. Quaggoth is probably going to pee on one of them. So I'm actually not going to put empty PCs here. I'm just going to say PCs. So then she comes in, here's the story begins, and boom, small waterfall pouring into a cavern. I don't really know that they'll need that. I'll just see. Actually, let me Control Z, all that. And we're going to make this a Control 1. Creates a constant background noise. So we're going to add this to the here. Boom. So now I've got the setting. What's happening? I'm going to have this ready to be accessed. Boom. A couple times in here. Boom. So this is the setting that they're in, and then this woman comes in, she gives her speech, talks about Mistress Elvira, So the way the adventure normally works is they've been in prison for several days, and stuff has happened before that, but they haven't role played any of that out. So I'm switching it up, and I'm making it to where they're role playing out these several days. But unlike the way it's written, they're kept constantly drugged. So unless they're needed for work, they're kept with sleep spells or drugs until it's about time for them to leave. Then they're going to be kept awake, and that's one of the clues that they're going to get is one of the people the drow who helps them escape, is going to let them know, okay, you're now being kept awake because they want the drugs out of your system and stuff, so they can then go sell you as slaves. So that's the plan at this point. They're now ready to go. Accept your fate, learn to obey, and you may survive. So I'm going to roleplay her coming in. She's going to lash out, have her guards lash out at Eldeth, who is a dwarf female, who's going to push back against her a little bit, and she's going to just have them thrash her. I'm going to weed out a lot of these NPCs as they go. Eldeth, I think, will survive. And then, and Stool, because everybody loves Stool. So, what is Stool? Stool is a Myconid. There he is. He's a little guy. Sort of hops along, and like a little droid, as he wobbles back and forth, and that is what he is. So everybody loves him, and almost always like him and take him along. So he will help. And then I'm still working out who else is going to come. But of these dozen or so NPCs, they are. I have made a note so you can get an idea. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is there only 10? I thought there was 11. Okay, so there's 10. 10 different NPCs that can be run by the group. I mean, that they say help that escape with you. That's not going to happen. I'm going to kill most of them beforehand. A couple of them are just going to get killed. A couple of them are going to get sold. I'm going to have a merchant / wealthy something, maybe drow. I'm not really sure exactly what it's going to be yet. Come in and buy 1 or 2 of them. So they're going to get kicked out. I mean, they're going to leave the group. So, and then slowly over time, I'll let them wake up, let them talk to each other for a little bit. But then they're going to be seen and knocked out again. So, like I said, it's going to be different. It's going to be how I'm going to run it differently. A little bit more air of mystery as to what's happening. And we will see how it plays out. So this is, so I've done a lot of work on this. I'm going to continue. So as I'm preparing for these, you can see using the calendar, I have the hours laid out as to what's happening. When you open up the calendar, you can then track the time. It's all right there. So the current day right now is the 20th of the solstice, and so that's where they are right now. As soon as they get captured, it will then progress day by day by day until they get to the 26th, and then that will become the current day. The current day is actually going to start at 4 a.m. Right now it should be, let's see, about 7 p.m. I'm going to say 7:30 p.m. And it is in the solstice. Okay. The cool thing is you can just push it right to the chat. You can just go click. It is the 10th day, 20th of Kythorn, and time 7:25. Boom. All right, so that's how I'm preparing for this second group. Anyway, if you stuck out, this is longer than normal. I don't normally go an hour and a half. Try not to go more than an hour and a half. Hopefully this was helpful. Leave comments if you have any questions. I will take a chat. I will answer your comment directly. Also, show up on Tuesday. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 10:30 in the morning, I'll also do similar things with Starfinder. So if you want to know how to use Unity and Starfinder together, I go over that. And then if you Wednesday night, 10 o'clock, if you want, from the for beginning of the session, we were the video, we were doing some stuff for the dwarven excavations and things. If you want to see how that plays out, join us Wednesday night. Check us out on YouTube afterwards if you can't. That's a little late for you, I understand. It's on YouTube, so don't forget to like and subscribe. But whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.